The Frozen Throne. The Pliosaur's reign in the cold abyss. The Hook. The water is pitch black and near freezing, illuminated only by the faint, ghostly shimmer of ice floes above. A massive shadow, 40 feet long, glides silently through the current. With 4 enormous flippers acting like underwater wings, the creature accelerates with terrifying grace. A stray plesiosaur, caught in the open, has no time to react. The predator's jaws, filled with foot-long teeth, snap shut with the force of 30,000 pounds per square inch. The silence of the Antarctic deep is broken only by the muffled sound of bone meeting unstoppable power. This is the Pliosaur, the undisputed tyrant of the cold. The introduction. When we think of the great predators of the past, the mind often wanders to the sun-drenched plains of the Cretaceous or the tropical lagoons of the Jurassic. However, one of the most fearsome chapters of Earth's history was written in the shadows of the poles. Among the most formidable marine reptiles to ever exist was the Pliosaur, specifically the massive species often referred to in popular culture as Predator X. These were not the slender, long-necked creatures often depicted in Loch Ness folklore. These were short-necked, massive-headed executioners of the deep. The discovery of Pliosaur remains in the frozen reaches of Antarctica and the Svalbard archipelago has reshaped our understanding of marine biology. It revealed that millions of years ago, the polar regions were home to an apex predator that dwarfed almost everything in its path. The Pliosaur was a biological masterpiece of destruction, adapted to thrive where others would perish. The anatomy of a cold-blooded killer. The Pliosaur's physical blueprint was designed for maximum impact. Its most striking feature was its skull, which could reach lengths of nearly 10 feet. Unlike modern whales or dolphins, the Pliosaur's jaw was filled with thick, conical teeth designed not just for catching fish, but for crushing the thick shells and heavy bones of other marine reptiles. What made the Pliosaur truly unique was its propulsion system. Most aquatic animals rely on a tail for thrust, but the Pliosaur used 4 massive flippers. This 4-wheel drive underwater flight allowed for incredible bursts of speed, making it an ambush predator of the highest caliber. Despite its massive weight, which could exceed 40 tons, it could move through the water with the agility of a much smaller animal. In the cold waters of the ancient Antarctic, maintaining body heat would have been a challenge. Paleontologists suggest that these creatures might have possessed a form of regional endothermy, allowing them to keep their vital organs and muscles warmer than the surrounding water. This biological advantage meant they remained fast and lethal while their prey grew sluggish in the chill. The Antarctic Territory. Millions of years ago, Antarctica was not the barren ice sheet it is today, but it was still a formidable environment. The waters were nutrient-rich and teeming with life, from shoals of prehistoric fish to long-necked plesiosaurs and ichthyosaurs. In this ecosystem, the Pliosaur sat at the very top of the pyramid. Living in the high latitudes meant enduring long periods of darkness and fluctuating temperatures. The Pliosaur likely relied on more than just sight. Its snout contained sensory pits that could detect pressure changes in the water, allowing it to feel the movement of prey from miles away in the murky, lightless depths. It was a predator that utilized the environment to its advantage, using the darkness of the deep as a cloak. The climax, the ultimate apex predator. The true scale of the Pliosaur's dominance is best understood through its diet. It did not discriminate. Fossil evidence shows that pliosaurs would attack and consume anything they could get their jaws around. This included other large marine reptiles. In a world of giants, the Pliosaur was the one that the others feared. Imagine a hunt in the late Jurassic. A group of ichthyosaurs is feeding on a bait ball near the surface. From hundreds of feet below, the Pliosaur tracks them. It does not swim upward in a straight line. It angles its body to maximize the force of its ascent. When it strikes, it does so with such momentum that it can lift its entire multi-ton body out of the water. The primary weapon is the bite. While a Tyrannosaurus rex had a bite force that was legendary on land, the Pliosaur's bite was significantly more powerful. It was capable of biting a car in half, or more accurately, biting a medium-sized whale in two. There was no escape once those jaws locked. The rivalry and the deep. While the Pliosaur had few rivals in the cold waters, it shared the global oceans with other terrifying beings. However, in the specific niche of the cold water giants, it was peerless. Its primary competition came from its own kind. Interest-specific combat, fighting between members of the same species, was likely common. Scars found on fossilized Pliosaur bones suggest brutal battles over territory or mating rights. These were solitary, territorial monsters that patrolled vast swaths of the Southern Ocean, tolerating no intruders. The twilight of the Sea Kings. The reign of the Pliosaurs lasted for tens of millions of years, but like all great dynasties, it came to an end. The shift occurred during the mid-Cretaceous period. Changes in ocean chemistry and a massive extinction event among their primary prey sources led to their decline. They were eventually replaced by new types of predators, such as the mosasaurs, which were more agile and better suited to the changing marine landscape. However, the Pliosaur did not go quietly. It remained a dominant force until the very end, a testament to a design so successful it required a global environmental shift to unseat it. The fossils found today beneath the Antarctic ice serve as a chilling reminder of what once lurked in the water. The conclusion. The Pliosaur remains one of the most fascinating subjects in paleontology. It challenges our perceptions of what a predator can be. It was a creature of immense power, specialized for an environment that seems inhospitable to life. Today, as scientists continue to excavate the frozen frontiers of our planet, the story of the Pliosaur continues to grow. Every bone recovered from the permafrost adds a new layer to the legend of Predator X. It was a king of a forgotten world, a ruler of the ice and the dark. When we look at the vast, cold oceans of the modern world, it is a humbling thought to realize that beneath those same waves, the Pliosaur once reigned supreme, the ultimate manifestation of nature's predatory evolution. The frozen depths still whisper the story of the great Thunlan Kongan, the hunter that feared nothing.